Hello, everyone, and welcome to Infinite Light. We are going to be doing a collective reading today, and I already did pull an oracle card just to get the energy, just to allow Spirit to already start talking to me. And it looks like the very first card that is coming up is this visionary Sea Queen. This is a number 22 card, and it's potent projections. It's blue, right? And what chakra is associated with blue? That's your throat chakra. Visionary Sea Queen. In this one, it's talking about being your own boss in a lot of ways. We are, and I'll speak from experience, okay? So I wasn't raised on my side of the family. Under my mother. I wasn't raised in a super religious household. It was a very spiritually open household. Religion was kind of ambiguous. It was sort of make it kind of work for you. However, when I went to my grandmother's house, it was you do as the book says, right? And a lot of people in my family are extremely religious, less spiritual. So I feel like I was lucky enough to be raised in that duality. And the reason why I feel like I was raised in that duality is because I was supposed to get to a point where at my age, I can create what it is that makes me feel comfortable. Now that might be sacrilegious too. A lot of the masses out there, those folks who are not open to the idea of spirituality and have been conditioned to one way or the highway, one way, no other way. So this is definitely taboo, although maybe less so in 2024 as I'm recording this. This card right here is saying that it is perfectly okay for you to allow yourself to grow into your own rituals, your own reality. Nobody says in this card that you have to, even in said spirituality, you know how everybody's saying you need to pray, you need to meditate, and then they'll go to these meditation classes and then they'll say, sit down and clear your mind. You need to at least do 15, 20 minutes a day. And it needs to look like this. Crisscross applesauce, back up straight. Completely quiet surroundings. No distractions. Make sure that you're not thinking about anything. Watch your breathing. Maybe even work up to an hour, 2 hours of meditating. And though that works for some people, it might not work for you. And this visionary queen is saying, that is okay. It doesn't matter how you get to a place of ascension. It doesn't matter how you get to a place of releasing the toxic in your life. What matters is that you do it by giving yourself the grace to sometimes make mistakes, to sometimes not understand, to sometimes question. And then with the end goal of becoming a better version of you, a better human, and then showing up more whole to your environment, more peace-loving. I laugh because I feel like I watched a video on Instagram and it said, it is complete, and I'm not condoning this in any way, shape, or form, although I think it's hilarious. And as a fire sign, I can completely relate. There's this gentleman laying down on a couch in the video, and let me know if you've seen it in the comments. And he says, you need to understand that it is perfectly okay to pause your healing and cuss out. Because they need to be put in their place and then go right back to pushing play in your healing and then go right back in. I don't know if that is something that people have felt, but it's okay to be human. Just because you are ascending and healing and quote unquote spiritual or quote unquote religious, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be human. Back to the meditation. So I have had almost made myself sick trying to figure out how I can be this spiritual leader, if you will. If I cannot sit down and meditate for this hour, 2 hours in this particular way that I had always been taught to meditate. And then I realized that I was meditating every time. I like to color. I like to create crafts. I still do, make jewelry. And every time I'm sitting down, coloring, making jewelry, making crafts with my kids, every single time I am connecting with Source. I am connecting with God. I'm connecting with the universe every single time. Because I'm going into something wholeheartedly and it brings me joy. Another thing that I love to do is run and go for walks and work out. And that's a form of meditation. And I didn't realize that because all I'm focused on is doing something great for me. And a lot of people say, well, you need to clear your mind, so you can't be around a whole bunch of distractions. And I know this is taboo as far as that is concerned, but what if, like, you can't clear your mind? Because your higher self keeps putting in that one thought and that one thought and that one thought, because these are literally things that you need to address. Now, I'm not talking about the anxiety part, and I'm not talking about the depression thought. If you can't get, and I'm not a doctor, and it says in the disclaimer, like, if you need help, there's numbers down there. But I'm talking about, like, not the thought, like, you need to go clean the baseboards. You should be going to clean the baseboards. You need to clean the baseboards. I'm not talking about that. And cleanliness is a different topic. What I'm talking about is, why do I keep remembering this one instance from childhood? And it just keeps coming up and it keeps coming up. Or you keep reflecting on a dream as you're like as you're cooking. If that's what you love to do. Not a chore, but something you love to do. That might be considered under my definition of meditating. Why does this one thought keep coming up? And neurologists nowadays say it's, unless you are like on your way to being an ascendant master or have practiced meditation since you were a young child, it's almost impossible for the regular everyday person to quiet their mind so much that there's nothing going on. So then I'm wondering if the meditation is used as a loosely based word where the definition is finding yourself some quiet time to reflect. And if that is the case, then that's exactly what this visionary sea queen is asking you to do. This card is saying, find your truth through exploration of different things that make you feel better in healthy ways, so that your energy is going towards growth inside of yourself. And it doesn't have to look like your neighbors. It doesn't have to look like your spouses. It doesn't have to look like your parents' way of doing things. It doesn't have to look like that. What it needs, the goal at the end of it, is, do you feel better? Did you hurt anybody? No. Do you feel better? Yeah. Then you need to get to a place of complete comfort in that. If somebody were to be challenging you in the future, well, that's not how you're supposed to pray. Well, that's not how you're supposed to meditate. Being so comfortable in that practice, in that ritual, that it doesn't even matter. I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks on you, sort of thing, right? That's what this is saying. Don't be afraid to create your own ritual to uplift your life, as long as you're not hurting anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is your growth. Why is that important? Because, and I know you've heard these woo-woo people out here say this, as a collective of people who are waking up right now, the more we can find peace within ourselves, the more you can raise the energy of the collective around you. So get to a place where you feel comfortable in this ritual. This is a number 22 card, and I pulled out my angel number card book, and then number 22 is actually, it's a number I get a lot. Believe is what it says. You are building the life you want. Your angels are in direct communication with you. This number is a powerful message that your life is being created with the divine assistance. You are in a space of high vibrational energy right now. Repeat this mantra. I believe in myself as I grow. You can write that down in the comments down below as a way of claiming this energy. I believe in myself as I grow. Believing in oneself is not a way of highlighting one's ego, but you have to believe in yourself enough to allow yourself to heal. So believing in yourself is, and to find your own truth. So believing in yourself is paramount in a spiritual ascension, healing journey. I'm going to pull, this is, by the way, this is from the Sacred Sea Oracle. I just got this deck. I really love this deck. It's Lumerian inspired and Akashic magic and wisdom. So if you liked the artwork on that deck, then definitely take a look at the Oracle. I am sticking with the water theme, and so I am going to get some water oracle cards for the collective's greatest and highest good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Interacting with the video really helps me grow my page. And I'm going to be doing these collective readings on a very normal basis, because I think that there are people out there who kind of want to detach themselves from just watching zodiac specific messages and really want to work on the flow of healing. And so that's what these general messages are for. What message do you have for the collective, please? I'm going to get one card. The Healing Lagoon. Rejuvenate, recover, time to heal. It is safe to stop. It is safe to stop. So if you are healing, what does that look like for you? And it doesn't have to look how the books say it should look. And it doesn't have to look like how your friend who was able to stop doing that same thing that you also do, the way that your friend did it, it doesn't have to look that same way. Oh, you should go see this person. You should go to this spa. And if in your heart you don't feel like that is going to resonate with you, or that just it just doesn't sit right with you, using that throat chakra to be like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate your opinion. I feel like I'm going to tackle this slightly different. And that's you speaking your truth, right? Not everybody connects to the divine, to God, the creator, whatever you want to call it. Not everybody connects in the exact same way. And the whole point of this reading is that's okay. So as you're in this recovery period and you're rejuvenating, it is safe to stop. I know that we're raised in a lot of societies around the world, not every, but in a lot of societies around the world, it's go, 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 go. No siestas, no naps in the middle of the day. If you're doing that, then you're lazy. So it's about maybe taking a look at the things that you were taught, the way that you were taught life was supposed to look like, daily life, the daily grind was supposed to look like, and what of those theories, what in those paths you were taught to take, can you leave, and what can you let go, separate from? It is safe to stop. and breathe. I'm going to get 2 cards from this Starseed Oracle deck. I'm not going to be pulling any tarot. I'm sorry. I know you're disappointed. I'm actually not sorry because I just went with what Spirit told me to pull. So we're doing 3 Oracle decks today, and we're going to keep the message short. I believe I am of the believing that whoever needed to hear this video will get what they need from the decks that I'm pulling. Okay, so the first card is, what is it that you need to know? What does a collective need to know, please, Spirit? Star family. Isn't it beautiful? All of these cards are absolutely gorgeous. Star family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. However you want to call in support. I'll give you a story because I'm a storyteller, and that's what God told me. That's what God put me down here to do, okay? You either stay or you click off. I don't care. All right. So when I was in the military, I worked casualty affairs for, I worked it a couple of times. I didn't work at what they call the Port Mortuary in Dover. I was in England at the time. And so it was a voluntary sort of detail. And we would get soldiers and Marines who had passed actively in the war, were a casualty of the war in the Middle East. On their way back to America, they would stop in England, and those on this detail would meet the plane. It would be just like what you see on the TV. The plane opens up, the back of the plane opens up, and there's like rows of caskets that are, trigger warning, okay? There are rows of caskets that were covered in the American flag, and it was our responsibility to gently and ceremoniously remove each of the flags, open up each and every single casket, and then make sure that everything inside was still good. And because they have to remain cold, we would have to change out the ice and stuff that was in each of the caskets, close the caskets back up, ceremoniously put the flags back on each of the caskets. So I did that a couple of times. And everybody's in there being all quiet, all hush hush. And me, and I saw actually a person doing this, I think it was like on CSI Miami or something like that. I was talking to the people, the dead soldiers, Marines, whatever, because I don't know why, but I felt like they were still there. You know, they most likely died traumatically, right? So I felt like they were still there with their bodies, and kind of freaked out the people I was there with, that I was just having conversations with these military members who had passed. There was one, and this is going to go long because I feel very compelled to tell this story, okay? There was one container that just would not open. Now my dog wants to leave, so maybe she doesn't want to hear this story. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So there was one container that just did not want to open, and there are few of us around the casket, and we're trying to open it, and it's so hard to open that the casket is kind of going da-doon, da-doon, da-doon on the floor of the plane. And somebody makes a call, like, we have to stop. Like, there's no way that we're going to be able to open this. Maybe something happened on the inside. There's too many gases, and the pressure is pulling against the walls of the casket, and it won't open up. I did say trigger warning, right? Okay. So that still is in play here. Everybody moves on to the other next casket in line, and I stay with this service member, and in the casket, unopened. I don't know what's on the inside, and I say, hey, listen, I don't know what it is that you have gone through. We're here to try to help you. And what we want to do is make sure that you are good to go, so that when you get back to the States, we can send you to your family and you can say goodbye to your family. And I know that it might be a little embarrassing. We just want to make sure that you're good. And I don't know, I just felt like at that point I felt calm. So I said, hey guys, let's try to open this again. Oh, it doesn't open. It's not opening. Let's just try to open it again. And right then and there, everybody pulls on the side, just like how we were doing before. But I think it was because everybody was so used to it being hard. It it kind of popped up like really quickly. Trigger warning. The individual that was in the casket was only half there. And I believe, and I still believe to this day, that he didn't want anybody to see him in that state. And so he was very heavily putting his energy on, no, don't open this box. And because I sat there and I had a conversation and just reassured him, hey, we're going to take care of you, that made a difference for him. Maybe he needed my support. Why did I share that story with you? Because it doesn't have to look the way that you were taught for it to look. It is okay. And I really believe that those people that I'm talking to right now are experiencing so much of an awakening with spirit and downloads that it might be even a little creepy and weird. And maybe even some of y'all are trying to do research, like, how do I handle this? And you go across your Instagram algorithm starts changing, and they're like, get these herbs and bathe in this kind of water and go and get moon water and put your crystals out at this time and buy this crystal for that and say this affirmation. And some of it might work for you, like feel strange, and some of it might not, might feel good. And then others of you might be like, well, I just want to do my own thing. And that's fine. That is completely fine. Your soul is speaking to you right now in this time and is saying, hey, let's work together. So you don't have to be afraid to realize the power that lies within your heart, within this body, within this mind. You don't have to be afraid of that. But if it's challenging and you're just like, well, I don't know how to meditate like that, then you can say, hey, bring me the music that makes me feel calm. Bring me the documentaries that help me grow in a sense of interknowing of true history. So on and so forth. You're not alone. There's a team of beings around you that are ready and willing to help you during this process. And hey, guess what? I'm here as well. Okay. What doesn't the collective see coming? Thank you if you're still here with me and you listened to that story. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate your time. Messenger. Look at that. Visually, what does this remind you of right now? It's really giving me specific vibes. Messenger. Cyrus energy. Oh, Sirius energy. Excuse me. And it even says Sirius, like Sirius XM. Sirius energy. Bringing harmony and balance. Now I'm being called. I didn't expect for this message to go as long as it did. But those people who really need to hear this are still here with me. What am I doing right now? I'm trying to get spirit to tell me about this serious energy. What is it that you want me to know? This is about shaping your future. And this is about energy work. That's exactly what this is about. Shaping your future through energy work. Cleansing your energy in whatever way feels comfortable to you. It can be like with bells or with sage, or taking a shower with intention. Speaking affirmations into your water and then drinking your water. Whatever it is. Going out and, touching grass, taking your shoes off in the grass, sitting in the sun, uh, making a snowman out in the snow, making a snow angel, whatever brings you joy and releases you from whatever has weighed you down. This card is saying bring harmony and balance to your energy. I am seeing snow in this card, and I'm actually seeing like icebergs in this card as well. So maybe that is significant. Snowflakes. I've brought up this whole iceberg theory before in a completely different reading a few weeks ago, in that I feel like the people that I'm talking to have only just really been able to tackle the stuff you can see, the stuff that you can really identify as harmful, hateful, manipulative, negative, nasty, without even fully realizing that there's a whole bunch underneath the surface of the water, of your own internal water, that is still there, that you're going to have to weed through in your very near future. But you're not alone. And that's why the visionary Sea Queen is saying it is a good idea to now start creating whatever ritual it is that you need to recenter yourself. It is okay to stop. It is okay to stop, to rejuvenate and to recover, to find balance and harmony. Yeah, I'm being told to leave it there, guys. Okay, so let me know if there's any way I can help you. My information is down below. I will be doing zodiac readings, but this is definitely something that somebody needed to hear. Perhaps even maybe my story was something that somebody needed to hear. So let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.